When we were in college studying architecture, uh, it was pretty interesting to learn about descriptive geometry, where uh, our teachers taught us how to cut sections and make projections and draw elevations uh, and we kind of developed on that and we started designing, and a lot of emphasis really is given to the way we perceive tangible things like walls and forms and shapes. In this process there is a very important part of architecture which is forgotten, which is just sheer space. I call that situation pretty similar to uh, the discovery of zero. Just like zero, space is basically nothingness. And so, since we cannot really hold it in our hands, we tend to not really think much about it. Though a few architects may disagree. But frankly, when I hold them to it, I find that they too are not really talking about space itself. Because when you talk about space, you should be talking about space without the need to talk anything about the walls which surround those spaces. So there's an interesting story which I want to tell you, which happened to me. Unfortunately, that project didn't materialize, but nevertheless, the story is pretty interesting. So I found myself in this beautiful place called Devi Kulam. It's higher up above the tourist spot called Munnar in Kerala. Now, Devikulam is a pretty nice place. It's pretty unspoiled, at least those days. I was transported, I would say, by my friend who was almost finalizing a deal at Devikulam. And he was looking at this plot of land where he wanted to develop a resort. And he transported me in his car all the way from Bombay. And we had a lovely time through the western route of India, and we reached Devikulam after a fairly long time. We took some detours and we were enjoying ourselves. Basically, it was like a break. And in that process, I was started thinking about uh, how do we design something, and I was quite kind of a little anxious because I would be there at that place at that plot of land only for say about an hour or 2 hours or so. And I said, what will I actually, as an architect, what do I take away from that? How do I design something over there? He said, don't worry, I'll give you the site plan and I can organize the contours. So when I landed up there, it was on the downward slope from the road, and beautiful place, wonderful huge peaks of mountains, lot of rock, basalt, I think, and uh, in the distance I could see some wild elephants. He said, see over there, you see right there at the bottom of the valley there, you could make out those elephants. They were like tiny ants from that distance. So I was standing there. I said, what do I do? I mean, what do I do with this? I mean, this experience is really wonderful, but I have to finally design a resort there, and I don't even know what the brief he would give me. What is the nature of that particular resort, and what you wanted in it? I have no idea. And I also knew that I may not be in a position to come back here again. So what I did is I actually went around. I got an idea. I had my laptop. I had my software to add in it. And what I did is that I went around capturing like a movie director. I don't know what is the way, and they go around, saying, okay, there is a scene here. There's a scene there, and I can see something there. I can see a peak there. So what really happened in that model when I was developing the design? I can't develop the whole design because I don't know the brief. But what I did get is that I said that, okay, if I'm standing somewhere here and I kind of located that in my software, I can see that particular peak over there, or I can see that area where those wild elephants have come. Uh, and I actually had openings with no walls around it. So that's a very unusual way of starting a design. I know we don't usually start designs by talking about window openings, because generally window openings means there's a wall into which an opening is made. But the point here is that space is actually a first class object. For an architect, a space, a volume of space is very tangible. And sure enough, in those 2 hours, I had some 12, 15 windows just hanging around in that plot of land. I came back and I wanted to start work on it. I knew that okay, from this window I could get that particular viewpoint roughly, and this was before the age of mobile phones and convenient cameras and all that. So that was pretty interesting exercise, and I thought that I should mention this, that instead of thinking that the only way by which we can talk about a building is by giving some form to it, but instead look at some pretty interesting concerns which people have about like what view will I get out of this window, or what kind of ventilation will I get, and so on and so forth. There are many things dealing with space. So I hope you enjoy this. And I'm there on Instagram, and I'm making this new set of videos, hopefully, to give you some uh, unusual viewpoints, hopefully, something which is useful for all architects here. Thank you very much.